Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Hayes, and you've heard me talk about Sarah Morris, who was the case manager at Texoma Medical Center, that in charge of my mother, who allowed strangers to abduct, aka kidnap her, because I know they took her to a place where my mom did not want to go against her will, so that constitutes kidnapping. Now, we're going to just take a view at, where she worked, and then we're going to get into who she is. Now, she worked at Texoma Medical. So here's a patient thing, small guide, and it didn't come out quite the way I wanted. So we're searching through here, and we're searching, and it gives us all kinds of, services and stuff that you can do. Wi-Fi access, ATM, interpreters, loss of pound, non-discrimination. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to lost and found. I wonder if this extension will help find my mother, that Sarah Morris. And we'll get into a little bit more about Sarah and what she's up to there, other than just working. Now here's the visitor, the patient's information for if you're a patient here. They've got a guide for you. And they show you a picture of the patient's rooms. I'm sure not all of them look like that, but they could. Shows you your meals, what to expect. Of course, this didn't work out like I wanted it to here. We're cropped and everything, but you'll get the idea. Now, we're going to come up to where it says discharge. This is what their policy is for discharging. Okay, it says that your family members or friends come pick you up. Nowhere does it state that Sarah Morris will have non-family members abduct you. So, that ought to be put into the clause also. I thought I'd put it in there for you. I'm sure they're not aware of this. They may or may not. I don't know. All I know is that Sarah Morris was the one involved in non-family members and strangers abducting my mom, because anything without my permission and against my mom's will is abduction and kidnapping, regardless. And there's a reason why Sarah would be in a good position for this. Being a case manager, now here she is, she's on LinkedIn, got a lot of education, got to pay for it somewhere, so I guess human trafficking of elderly people would be one of them. And she could probably get away with it up to a certain degree because her credentials and everything, and they could have like, what I'm not talking about is like, not mafia or anything like that. I'm talking about like nursing homes and stuff like that come to these people and say, hey, if you got some like homeless elderly people that are on Social Security or something like this, or nobody cares for them or is going to miss them, you send them our way. Okay, that is kind of like illegal to the point to where it's actually taken up on, because that's human trafficking. Okay? And she can go through all kinds of means to do it, but that's basically it. By selecting helpless elderly people to be illegally abducted, can keep you kind of busy. She hasn't made any recent posts, So, scouring new clients or new people for her clients and stuff like this can take some time. You see experience, here, so she got to pay for it some way, I'm sure. But she's in a good position. She's at a major hospital. She's case manager. She's got all this background. So yeah, she could illegally commit this stuff and nobody think the wiser of it. They think, oh well, she's doing better. But see, I'm not stupid. I wasn't born here in this state or Texas or anywhere where this bullshit goes on. And I catch on pretty quick. because too many things don't add up with this whole thing. See, being next to kin, as well as immediate family, only a court order can supersede my guardianship or caregiver for my mom. Or for her sake, she doesn't want me to. But she's already told me that she really appreciates the fact that I've taken the time to carry and take care of her. And she told me, because I always gave her a kiss on the forehead, told her good night, and that I loved her. So I'm really set on finding my mom and putting these people in jail to make sure they don't do it to anybody else. So I never received any paperwork or anything. Sarah Morris took it upon herself to do this, and that's not within her field. Basically what she did was illegal on all kinds of stuff, since it is human trafficking. And it is considered abduction, and she's a co-conspirator with these people that she's doing it with. And there's a definition of it right there. And we're not thinking like criminals or like the mafia, like I'm saying. It's convalescent homes, and then AKA, ergo, the hospitals around convalescent homes. Because when you have a patient that they keep doped up to where they can't speak on their own behalf, and they've been diagnosed with dementia, nobody will believe them if they ever do get off the dope and complain. It's a perfect setup. But they picked the wrong elderly person. They picked my mom, and I'm her advocate, and I'm going to make sure that she gets back here safe and sound to a loving home where she's cared for like she's supposed to, and where she belongs. So these are these people that think they know better than everybody else, but what this does is this subjects my mom to mental anguish. She's in a strange place with strangers. She has a feeling her family's abandoned her. So she's not due. So Sarah Morris, while she's pocketing some money from kickbacks and stuff like that, maybe, well, I'm doing the best thing. Well, you're not, sinner. You're working with the devil, and you're breaking the law. And you're damaging and hurting elderly people. And I hope you burn for it. And if I have anything to say, you'll do prison time for it. And if anybody has any common sense, they'll keep you out of their facility, because now you've been exposed for what you are. This is what a co-conspirator meaning is. And like I say, a lot of this stuff is happening to the elderly people in the United States. They're being bought and sold like in human trafficking, and nobody is paying attention to it. Now, complicity and co-conspiracy or conspiracy, kind of like both, you can be complicit in something and not really be like there. But when it's premeditated, it's conspiracy. And this was premeditated, because I'm sure my mom's not the first one she's done this to, because she seemed to be so confident in it. And she can get agencies to step on her side, but see, like I said again, nobody served me any court paperwork. So there was no formal investigation to see if I was not fit to take care of my mom. They just took this upon themselves to do it, which makes it illegal, because I know my mom does not, it was against her will, because I know her. I've known her all my life. That's why I'm her advocate. I'm the one that speaks for her, because I know her better than anybody else. And what they did was illegal. Can you be charged for aiding and abetting? Yes, you can. And we just got to prove, and the proof, I've got enough proof on my own. Because when I talked to Sarah, she was supposed to tell me when to come pick up my mom. And we were going to set her up with this dialysis place down here. And I don't know if she told me the truth about it or nothing. I can't, at this point, I don't believe anything that she's told me. And the next thing I know, when I call down there to see when my mom's ready to be picked up and all this other stuff, and she's like, told me, call APS. Well, I did call APS, and they don't know anything about it. Not here in Oklahoma. And there was no uh, investigation unless Sarah decided to lie and say that my mom was abandoned. And so they just automatically just, as an abandoned person, which means Sarah lied. That's aiding and abetting. That's illegal too. I got the form back from the TMC, and it says they don't even have me address unknown. Well, they know that my address and my mom's address are the same. They have my phone number. They have my mom's phone number listed as my phone number, but they have me listed without a phone number to play like nobody can get a hold of me. And see, that's fraud and falsification of documentation right there. So yeah, this doesn't add up as that she was just doing the right thing. This was human trafficking of elderly people right here. And she lied and just fabricated a document, falsified it. So if this is a person, if I were you, if she was your case manager, I would ask for another one. And then I'd probably think about getting another hospital. And if I were you, that if my elderly loved ones were in this hospital or around this person, I'd keep a hawk eye on them and make sure they didn't ship them out like they're shipping everybody else out. Because like I said, it's probably bigger than what we realize going on here in the United States, is the human trafficking of elderly people. And there's money in it, because they don't have to give the care that they're saying they do on the insurance. The insurance go ahead and pays anything. So they can make up procedures and get kickbacks from it. And until the insurance company, wakes up and starts taking these complaints more serious, then nothing's going to happen. But I'm going to push this till something does happen. Is mental anguish considered abuse? Yes, it is. And that's what Sarah Morris condemned my mom to, along with the aiding and abetting and allowing the abduction, aka kidnapping of my elderly mother. Because she's probably going to just go within herself and shut down. And my mother's a veteran of the United States Armed Services. Honorable discharge. She served this country in the armed forces. And she knows more and is a better person than most of these freaks that she's had to deal with, and especially this Sarah Morris, who's not what I would consider a normal, average person unless you're considering dealing with the devil. We have people like her in a district court system around here that sell out their integrity, their honor, just to make for a buck. Did she intentionally cause mental anguish? Yes, she did. When she allowed strangers to abduct my mother and take her to a place my mother did not want to be. My mom wants to be at home. It's her final years of her life. She deserves to be happy and be taken care of by her family who loves her. Not strangers who are just going to make her bedridden, roll her to one side, change a diaper, roll her to the other, and just walk off and leave her. That's the way she's going to end up living her life. And that is abuse. And that happens in convalescent homes. It happens in hospitals. Hell, it was like happening at the fucking Alliance Health in Durant. That's why I pulled her out of there. Had I known they had a shrew or a criminal like this working at TMC, I wouldn't have even taken her there. If I'd known my mom was going to be part of some human trafficking thing. Abusing my mother by subjecting her to mental anguish. Yes, you are guilty of it, Sarah Morris. And there's nothing you can say or do that's going to convince me or anybody else that has any knowledge of what transpired and how you underhandedly and lied and forged documentation. And if I were you as a institution, I'd stay away from this one. Because I plan on getting her involved with the FBI. And even then, until my mom is safely at home, it's not going to stop. I'm going to find her. And Sarah knows where she is. She's the one that made the deal with the people for human trafficking of my mother. abduction and kidnapping, and causing mental anguish, not alone. Yes, it's progression of helpless is exploitation and abuse. It's the same thing as human trafficking. There's money involved in it. It's a big deal when you get lots of them. So yeah, do I believe she knowingly is doing it? Yes, I do. From the paperwork, the falsification on the document I got from TMC, and the way she lied to me on the phone, yes, I believe she's involved in it. Because what would prompt her anywhere else than to try to illegally supersede without a court order? She lied on a, like saying she didn't know where I was, and so, you know, and she knew I called her. I have listed on the history of my phone that I called her, the dates and times. And see, convalescent homes and nursing homes will get like the people, elderly people that nobody wants to claim. Well, my mom is loved, and she needs to be back at home. She's not abandoned, and I'm not going to let these people get away with it. And you shouldn't either, because it could be your loved one, or even you in the future. Because this is an unknown crime. Well, it is a crime, and it is known, but it's kind of like a lot of people don't want to believe it's going on, but it is. And it's bigger than you and I both believe it to be. It's the buying and selling of our elderly loved ones. And the reasons for doing it is Social Security checks and the care that they give them at these convalescent nursing homes is they just make them bedridden and just roll them over and change their diaper, roll them back, and then whatever. And if they don't feed them right, then there's a participating hospital that has a doctor who's involved that will love to get in on them in Medicare and Medicaid insurance. It's a racket, people, and it's going on, and it's been going on, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And our loved ones are being bought and sold, as in human trafficking, every day, and it's getting worse and worse. And people like Sarah are not making it any better by forging documents, alleging that elderly people are abandoned, then hiding behind some kind of like clause by saying, talk to APS. Well, I did, and APS doesn't know anything about this. So, where else, Sarah? What other lies? How many people have you done this to, Sarah? You better tell me where my mom is before you go to prison. Well, you're going to go to prison anyway by the time I'm done. So, I hope this helps y'all and brings an alert to you. My name is Jeff Hayes, and my mom is out there. If anybody has anything, let me know. Thank you. Goodbye.